a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Christopher Eccleston. Christopher Eccleston is an English actor. He is known for portraying the Ninth Doctor in the British television series Doctor Who, and Matt Jamison in the American drama series The Leftovers on HBO. He has also appeared on stage and in films such as Let Him Have It, Shallow Grave, Jude, Elizabeth, Gone in 60 Seconds, The Others, 28 Days Later, The Seeker, The Dark is Rising, and Thor, The Dark World. Other British television series he has appeared in include Our Friends in the North, Cracker, Fortitude, and The Shadow Line. More recently, Eccleston is starring in the 2016 drama The A Word about a young boy with autism, in which he plays the boy's grandfather. Series 2 began airing in November 2017. The show also airs in the US on SundanceTV. Season 2 also began airing in November 2017. Early life. Born into a working-class family in Langworthy, Salford, Eccleston is the youngest of three sons of Elsie and Ronnie Eccleston. His brothers, Alan and Keith, are twins, 8 years his senior. The family lived in a small terraced house in Blodwell Street, before moving to Little Hulton when Eccleston was 7 months old. Eccleston attended Joseph Eastham High School, where he became head boy. At the age of 19, he was inspired to enter the acting profession by such television dramas as Boys from the Black Stuff. Eccleston completed a 2-year performance foundation course at Salford Tech before going on to train at the Central School of Speech and Drama. As an actor, he was influenced in his early years by Ken Loach's Cass and Albert Finney's performance in Saturday Night and Sunday Morning, but he soon found himself performing the classics, including the works of Shakespeare, Chekhov, and Molière. At the age of 25, Eccleston made his professional stage debut in the Bristol Old Vics production of A Streetcar Named Desire. Underemployed as an actor, for some years after graduating from school, Eccleston took a variety of odd jobs at a supermarket, on building sites, and as an artist's model. Early work, 1991-2005. Eccleston first came to public attention as Derek Bentley in the film Let Him Have It and an episode of Inspector Morse, Second Time Around. In 1992, he played the role of Sean Maddox in the BBC drama miniseries Friday on My Mind. A regular role in the television series Cracker brought him recognition in the UK. And, after he told TV bosses of his desire to leave the series, they killed off his character in October 1994, making him a victim of the serial killer Albie Kinsella. At around the same time, Eccleston appeared in the episode 1-2, Buckle My Shoe, of the Poirot series adapted from Mysteries by Agatha Christie. He appeared in the low-budget Danny Boyle film Shallow Grave, in which he co-starred with actor Ewan McGregor. The same year, he won the part of Nicky Hutchinson in the epic BBC drama serial Our Friends in the North, whose broadcast on BBC Two in 1996 helped make him a household name in the UK. Eccleston starred in an ensemble cast that included actors Mark Strong and Gina McKee, as well as Daniel Craig. In 1996, he took the part of Trevor Hicks, a man who lost both of his daughters in the 1989 Hillsborough disaster, in the television drama film Hillsborough, penned by Jimmy McGovern. In real life, he was the best man to Trevor Hicks at his wedding in March 2009. His film career has since taken off, with a variety of roles, including Jude, Elizabeth, Eccleston, Gone in 60 Seconds, The Others, 24-Hour Party People and 28 Days Later. He played a major role as the protagonist of the 2002 Revenge's Tragedy, adapted from Thomas Middleton's play of the same name. He starred in the independent films A Price Above Rubies and The Invisible Circus. He starred in the car heist film Gone in 60 Seconds, but did not take his driving test until January 2004. He said on BBC's Top Gear that his license restricts him to vehicles with automatic transmission. He has appeared in a variety of television roles, especially in British dramas. These have included Hearts and Minds for Channel 4, Clocking Off and Flesh and Blood for the BBC and Hillsborough, a modern version of Othello, playing Beniego, and the religious telefantasy epic The Second Coming for ITV, in which he played Steve Baxter. the Son of God. He has made guest appearances in episodes of the comedy drama Linda Green and macabre sketch show The League of Gentlemen. Eccleston appeared in a stage role in Hamlet in the 2002 production at Leeds, West Yorkshire Playhouse. March-April 2004 saw him return to the venue in a new play, Electricity. Eccleston has been twice nominated in the Best Actor category at the British Academy Television Awards. His first nomination came in 1997 for Our Friends in the North, but he lost to Nigel Hawthorne. He was nominated in 2004 for The Second Coming. Bill Nye won for State of Play. Eccleston won the Best Actor category at the 1997 Broadcasting Press Guild Awards for Our Friends in the North. In 2003 he won the RT's Best Actor award for a second time, for his performance in Flesh and Blood. In July 2004, a poll of industry experts, conducted by Radio Times magazine, voted Eccleston the 19th most powerful person in television drama. Doctor Who, 2005. On the 2nd of April 2004, it was announced that Eccleston was to play the 9th incarnation of the Doctor in the revival of the BBC science fiction television series Doctor Who, which began transmission on the 26th of March 2005. Eccleston was the first actor to play the role who was born after the series began, albeit by less than 3 months. On the 30th of March 2005, the BBC released a statement, ostensibly from Eccleston, saying that he had decided to leave the role after just one series, because he feared becoming typecast. On the 4th of April 2005, the BBC revealed that Eccleston's statement was falsely attributed and released without his consent. The BBC admitted that they had broken an agreement made in January not to disclose publicly that he only intended to do one series. The statement had been made after journalists made queries to the press office. On the 11th of June 2005, during a BBC radio interview, when asked if he had enjoyed working on Doctor Who, Eccleston responded by saying, "Mixed, but that's a long story." Eccleston's reasons for leaving the role continue to be debated in Britain's newspapers. On the 4th of October 2005, Alan Davis told the Daily Telegraph that Eccleston had been overworked by the BBC and had left the role because he was exhausted. In a 2010 interview, Eccleston said that he left the show because he didn't enjoy the environment and the culture that the cast and crew had to work in, but that he was proud of having played the role. On the 7th of November 2008, at the National Theatre to promote his book The Writer's Tale, Russell T. Davies said that Eccleston's contract was for a single year, because it was uncertain whether the show would continue beyond a single revival series. In retrospect, he says, "It has been an enormous success, but at the time there were doubts within the BBC." Eccleston was voted Most Popular Actor at the 2005 National Television Awards for his portrayal of the Doctor. In July 2012, Eccleston spoke positively of his time on Doctor Who during a talk at the National Theatre. This led to speculation he was considering making a return appearance as the 9th Doctor for the show's 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, in 2013. The 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, stated that he would have loved Eccleston to return. However, after discussing with executive producer Stephen Moffat, Eccleston declined his role. Recent works, 2005-present. On the 30th of October 2005, Eccleston appeared on stage at the Old Vic Theatre in London in the one-night play Night Sky alongside Naveen Chowdhury, Bruno Langley, David Warner, Saffron Burrows, and David Baddiel. Eccleston sat on the second Amazonas International Film Festival film jury in November 2005. The director Norman Jewison was chairman of the jury. In December 2005, Eccleston travelled to Indonesia's Aceh province for the BBC breakfast news programme, examining how survivors of the 2004 Boxing Day tsunami were rebuilding their lives. In March 2006, Eccleston appeared in the ITV documentary special Best Ever Muppet Moments as a commentator. In May 2006, he appeared as the narrator in a production of Romeo and Juliet at the Lowry Theatre in his home city of Salford. The theatre company with which he performed, Celebrity Pig, is made up of learning disabled actors. In August 2006, Eccleston filmed New Orleans, Mon Amour with Elizabeth Moss. The film was directed by Michael Almeida and shot in post-Hurricane Katrina New Orleans. It was released in 2008 to film festivals in America and Italy. Late in 2006 he starred in Perfect Parents, an ITV drama written and directed by Joe Ahern, who had directed him in Doctor Who. Eccleston joined the cast of the NBC TV series Heroes in the episode Godsend, which was broadcast on the 22nd of January 2007. Eccleston played a character named Claude who has the power of invisibility, and helps Peter Petrelli with his powers. Eccleston appeared as the Rider in a film adaptation of Susan Cooper's novel The Dark is Rising, which opened in the USA on the 5th of October 2007. Eccleston appeared on the BBC 4 World Cinema Award show in February 2008, arguing the merits of 5 international hits such as The Lives of Others and Pan's Labyrinth with Jonathan Ross and Archie Panjabi. In 2009, Eccleston starred opposite Archie Panjabi in a short film called The Happiness Salesman. Eccleston agreed to do the film because of Panjabi and the fact that it was a winner of the British Short Screenplay competition. He also appeared as the villainous Destro in the G.I. Joe film, G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra. Eccleston also appeared in an episode of the Sarah Silverman program as the titular cult favorite science fiction hero in a show within the show called Dr. Laser Age, possibly in reference to his stint in Doctor Who. Eccleston was cast as John Lennon in a BBC production called Lennon Naked, which aired in the UK on the 23rd of June 2010, with Eccleston playing the title role, and Naoko Mori, who had previously appeared with him in Doctor Who, as Yoko Ono. In November 2010, Eccleston starred in the first episode of BBC One anthology drama Accused. He won an International Emmy Award for his role. In May 2011, he starred as Joseph Bede in The Shadow Line, a 7-part television drama serial for BBC Two. On the 31st of December 2011, Eccleston played the role of Podclock in an adaptation of Mary Norton's children's novel The Borrowers on BBC One. In July 2012, he starred in the political thriller Blackout on BBC One. In the same month, he starred as Creon in an adaptation of Antigone at the Royal National Theatre. His performance in the play was called charismatic and intense. In 2013, Eccleston portrayed the villainous Malekith in Thor: The Dark World, the sequel to Thor and the 8th installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Starting in 2014, he portrayed the regular character the Reverend Matt Jamison on the HBO drama series The Leftovers. Eccleston began appearing in 2016 as Maurice Scott in the BBC drama The A Word. Maurice is the eccentric but lovable granddad to a pair of sons, one of whom, with his wife, are struggling to do their very best for their young, autistic son. The second series began airing in November 2017 both in the UK and the US, where The A Word airs on SundanceTV. Eccleston has been announced to play the lead role in the Royal Shakespeare Company's production of Macbeth in 2018. Personal life. Eccleston married Mishka in November 2011. They had their first child, Albert, in February 2012. Their second child, Esme, was born in 2013. They were divorced in December 2015. Eccleston formerly identified as an atheist, but in 2016 gave interviews describing his changing attitude towards faith and stated that he no longer considered himself an atheist, but agnostic. He is a supporter of Manchester United and was a regular marathon runner until 2000. In September 2007, as part of a £9.5 million building scheme, Salford's Pendleton College named its new 260-seat auditorium the Eccleston Theatre. Eccleston is an avid charity worker, becoming a MENCAP charity ambassador on the 28th of April 2005, and is also a supporter of the British Red Cross. He also supports research for Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. His father, Ronnie, suffered from vascular dementia in his later years, until his death in 2012. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?